Live from the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
And this one belongs to the Razorbacks.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
Fans are amazing. It is lit down here on the sideline.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Here come the students. Oh, here come the students. They're coming from the south end, and this one has been a long time brewing.
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Hey, hello, and welcome into a Wednesday edition of Halftime. Bright, sunny day, and just a few hours still after another grand slam hit by the Arkansas baseball team. If you got the sun out, the grand slams are leaving the yard. 3 consecutive games and a weird walk-off for a run rule victory yesterday. And we got basketball in Buffalo, headed to Niagara Falls right now. Not a lie. Women's basketball is flying out to Austin in a few hours. Baseball playing Grambling again at 4 o'clock. And, boy, every which way but up. It's like try to keep your head on straight. Football has their last spring practice before the beginning of spring break. And, wow, there's a lot happening right now, including Drew Barrett in the city of Buffalo, New York, and Matty T holding down the fort, and me, Phil Elson, in Fayetteville. So we are far-flung. And how was your first day in Buffalo, Drew? Did you get any wings, and did you go see any of the sights just yet?
Well, of course I got the wings because I'm obviously sitting here, as I will all week during the show, at Anchor Bar right here at 1047 Main Street in Buffalo, the home of the original Buffalo wings. And I had those original Buffalo wings yesterday. I've already had a few today.
Was there something about them that made them taste different than any wings that you might get in, say, Arkansas?
Well, here's the thing that makes it different. It's the nostalgia, the original taste of it, and just the flavor. I mean, it's got that classic Buffalo flavor that we all know. Like, what's the first thing you think of when you think of Buffalo wings? You think of that hot, but that good flavor. Yeah, that good spice to it. It's got that. And I'm a big wing critic. Obviously, Memphis is a barbecue town, but it likes to consider itself next a Buffalo wing town, that we've got some of the best places in the country, and they are really good there. So when it comes to wings, I'm really big on crispiness, because you can have good sauce, you can have good rubs on it, but if it's a little floppy and a little flimsy, it's just not as enjoyable. These are absolutely incredible, crispy, the flavorness to it. They've got like 10 different sauce options, and I was going to try something different. But the original medium, the original Buffalo chicken wing it's too good to pass up. I've already had 2 today, and I'm trying out another Buffalo staple, the beef, and you're going to have to help me with this, beef and whack.
So I told you I'd make fun if you called it whack.
Whack.
It's
sorry.
whack. Now, the whack might be rotten, who knows, and it's got mold all over it. In that case, the whack is whack, but you're not eating whack.
No.
Unless it's just crappy food and you want to go with that direction with it.
Oh, no.
It was only 15 minutes ago I told you that the stuff was called whack.
I know, but I'm looking at it like on the menu, and it's W-A-C-K. So, like, that makes me want to say whack.
No, you would need an H in there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I would. But whack, it sounds like there's an E somewhere. So
stick with the wings, man. Just stick with the
wings.
I am. So when did you get notice that the men's basketball team is taking a trek to Niagara Falls? I'm assuming they're not going to the Canadian side. Because you need.
I would assume.
It's like, who would say, all right, guys, we're going to the NCAA tournament. Make sure you pack your passports. They're probably just checking out the American Falls.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what they're doing. At 10:52 Eastern Time, SID Mike sent out a message that and want to apologize for the late notice, that they are going to Niagara Falls today, arriving about noon, and the media is allowed to go for pictures and videos and interviews. Says the only detail they have is they're going to Goat Island. I don't know what Goat Island is, but I'm guessing it's one of the cool things on the American side, because I've been talking to a lot of different people around here. And everybody asked if I was going to Niagara Falls. I said, yeah, I think so. And they're like, you got a passport, right? And I said, no, I don't have a passport. And they're like, you're going to the American side?
And you're not going to the fun side, the side with the wax museum.
I mean, but it's a big hole, right? Can't I see the hole from any angle? And it's still a hole?
There's 2 falls. One of them is in Canada. The other is in the United States. And the Canadian falls are a little prettier. And there's just more happening on that side. Like, that's where the Maid of the Mist is located.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think most people in Niagara Falls on either side live in the Canadian side. And again, if that's the side of the river that's got the wax museum, then that's the side of the river where all the fun is happening, where the drinking age is lower, and where cigarettes are a little stronger, and so is the beer. That's Canada for you, all right? But so you're not able to go check them out because you got to hold down the fort.
Yeah.
In your
right
Buffalo headquarters. That's right.
Well, like I said, I'll be here today, Thursday, and Friday. So if you're arriving in Buffalo today or tomorrow and need something to do before that very late 9:20 Eastern tip-off, if everything goes as scheduled, you got to come here and see me at Anchor Bar right here at 1047 Main Street.
We figured out one other thing for you to do, and I feel bad I didn't bring it up yesterday because you're a baseball guy. You're a baseball movie guy. I should throw it out there at the very start. I do like The Natural, but it's not on my list of like baseball movies that I take to the grave.
It's a top fiver for me for sure.
It's a cool movie, but that movie was filmed in Buffalo at the AAA ballpark for the Bisons that was called Pilot Field back then. I don't know what it's called now. You might go check that out and see if you can find the ghost of Roy Hobbs anywhere.
I'm going to try to, and I looked it up after I saw you put it on our rundown. I'm actually only sitting about 3 blocks away from it right now. It's only about a 10-minute walk just here. Is that north or that's west? North of me. No, that's east. So south of me. I don't know. I'm so miscombobulated.
Riveting.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
Point to it.
Yes, it's that way.
Okay, there we go.
That nobody can see.
Works. That's right. Titus texts in. Make sure you get a part of the show today at 877-377-6963. The Naturals were partially named after that movie, but also because, Arkansas is the natural state. So I think they went in two different directions for it. So, yeah, you should go check that out. The team
I definitely will tomorrow before the show.
The team
ought
to be practicing today, and there's media availabilities for all 4 teams that are taking part in this sub-regional. That's the right term to use for it, right? If you're in the San Francisco region, but you got to wait to get to San Francisco and win 2 games to get there. So this is the sub-region in Buffalo, and we've got Alyssa Orange, who is hanging out in the airport, waiting to get a flight to fly to Buffalo, presumably with a number of other Arkansas media members. She'll be joining us at the bottom of this hour from Pig Trail Nation. Clay Henry's taking today off. We'll have Clay on tomorrow. And then our number 2, Bill King, will join us as usual for a little bit of college football talk. We'll get Bill's thoughts on what he believes this basketball tournament ought to look like. But the baseball team just keeps scoring runs. It didn't matter who it was against, against UIC or against a Grambling team that had some issues throwing strikes yesterday. 14-1. So, I mean, here's 2 things that you don't see very often. One, Arkansas's winning pitcher Sunday, Mark Adamiak, started yesterday's game. So that's the winning pitcher in back-to-back games. One as a reliever, one as a starter.
Yeah, you definitely don't see that.
Go figure. Adamiak was really good. He had a little bit of a rough first inning, throwing 31 first-inning pitches, and then sit down the final 10 batters he faced. He was really good for the most part. And 4 innings for Adamiak, the longest he's ever gone. Struck out 6, showed a good fastball, cutter, slider, threw a lot of strikes. This is somebody that's going to pay dividends on the weekend, although I kind of wonder if he'll be available for Saturday or Sunday if they need him for an inning or so. And the Bats woke up again. It's been a 6-game stretch.
We knew they would, didn't we?
You just sort of
We tried to tell
everybody.
We told everybody to calm down. The Bats are going to wake up, and that's exactly what's happened. And
did you see? I mean,
did you see what IU? Did you see what IU did to Kentucky yesterday?
It was, 20 runs, 26 base hits. Nuts.
Yeah, I mean, just destroyed them. And I mean, that's an IU team that Arkansas beat 5-2, and a Kentucky team that Arkansas will start conference play with this weekend.
That's right, Friday at 6:30. Yep. And, the first 3-game weekend series in the SEC against UK. By the way, also, Ole Miss lost yesterday to Southeastern Louisiana. This was Mississippi's first game as the number 1 team in the country, in whichever poll it was. I think it was D1 baseball. Texas also lost to College of Charleston. They were number 2.
Even better.
Who's number 3? Arkansas. So I think if the Hogs win this series this upcoming weekend against Kentucky, they're going to move to number 1 in one or multiple polls, depending on where they were sitting at. So,
I mean, they'll at least be in one of out of the 20 to 100 college baseball polls that there are. We know they won't be in the newspaper that's not a newspaper because we don't like them, and they don't like us, apparently.
Yeah, but keep in mind, that's the newspaper that chose Caden Wallace as the National Player of the Week. So
maybe we like
some
the
good
paper.
thoughts about the team. We can have two different ways about it, I guess. We'll figure it out. We've got David.
It can
and
be
Brian.
a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, love when they say nice things, hate when they rank you 22nd when you're sure you're a top 10 team. David and Brian on hold here on halftime. David, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going, Phil?
Man, I'm happy to be here today. Beautiful sun. Got a baseball game later today. Couldn't be happier.
Hey, what was the Braden Webb's batting average last year?
Oh, I know it was in the mid to high ones. I don't have it right in front of me, but it wasn't. I mean, it really wasn't very good. His on base percentage was like 200 points higher, though. He still found ways to get on base. It just quite often wasn't by swinging the bat.
I mean, kudos for him to sit there and knock that grand slam yesterday for his first hit. Was that his first hit of the season, wasn't it?
Sure was. He had been 0 for 23.
When's the last time that we hit grand slams in consecutive games like that?
Well, they've hit grand slams in 3 games in a row now. So you had Caden Wallace hit grand slams in Saturday and Sunday's games against Illinois, Chicago, and then the walk-off by Webb yesterday. I don't know when it's happened for Arkansas the last time, and we've got some Twitter researchers just kind of trying to find the last time it's happened ever, and they just found an instance of one team in NAIA a long time ago that pulled off grand slams in 3 straight games. Otherwise, we saw an instance of a team hitting grand slams by 3 different players in 3 consecutive innings. But that's not what we were looking for. We were talking about consecutive games. So I can't wait for them to get the bases loaded the first time today because we're all just sitting and waiting on it to be 4 games in a row.
No, that's no doubt. As far as our basketball team, everybody can just sit back because we done lost our game now. I'd rather lose it when we did because now we're rolling. We'll be in New Orleans.
Well, I feel pretty good about I feel really good about them getting past Vermont. I think you'll end up playing UConn, and then Gonzaga, if you do get there at the Sweet 16, is going to be a difficult one. And the other aspect of this, and Seth Davis pointed this out on The Athletic, and you're well aware if you followed Arkansas basketball this year, this is a team that went 17-1 at home and 8-7 in other venues. So 7 of the team's 8 losses came away from Bud Walton Arena. You're playing on neutral site courts, and on neutral sites, the Hogs went 3-3 this year. So there is something to be said. I mean, they've played well on the road in some instances. Road win at Ole Miss, played really well at Georgia for most of that game. Road win at Mizzou, at Florida, and then another one at LSU. But I think it's like this team feeds off the energy of their fans. They're not going to have all that many fans in Buffalo, so they're going to have to generate it themselves. That is one thing to, I don't know about worry about. You look back at Vermont, and again, like Vermont, I just don't think they played many great teams this year.
They haven't played nobody.
No. I mean, the teams they played, Maryland beat them by 9. That was the second game of the year. Providence beat them by 10. And Providence is the only NCAA team that they went up against. I do see them against Colgate. They did beat Colgate by 10.
Yeah, but if we was in their conference, we'd be undefeated.
In that league, I would expect Arkansas to go undefeated in the America East. Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's how Gonzaga gets in the tournament every year.
Well, it's a little different. St. Mary's, St. Fran's, pretty good, especially
the West Coast
St. Mary's.
Conference is a 3-bid league this year, and year in, year out.
And they're normally a 2-bidder with St. Mary's in there. Can't leave out the Gales.
Here's the other aspect. It's like I don't know the number. Drew, you probably know the number of Gonzaga players that are in the NBA right now or just go in the draft, or even the guys that are on the team right now that are going to go in the draft. Compare that to Vermont. I don't think they got any from Vermont.
I think there's probably at least 4 or 5 NBA prospects on this team. We know, of course, I think Drew Timmy's a mid to second round pick. Chet Holmgren's going to be a number 1 pick. And out of their guard play, they have really good guard play. I think you could easily see 2 or all 3 of them having careers in the NBA too as well.
Yeah, I'd say the West Coast Conference would be a couple of ticks maybe below the Big East, the American, but it's a good conference. It's a much better league than the America East, and you're going on probably about 20 years of that league being one of the better mid-major leagues in college basketball.
Pretty big example size, right?
Absolutely. Hey, you know what I did, and you got to remember to do this before tip-off tomorrow, the first game. You got to get in your bracket. You got to get in your bracket to hitthatline.com. I did that this morning. And the final 4 teams I picked, Gonzaga, Tennessee, Purdue, and Kansas. So you got to go to hitthatline.com. You'll see bracket challenge to the top of the page. Just click it. And all you got to do, if you don't have an account on our hitthatline.com page, it's just ask for a couple of simple pieces of information. You put that stuff in and then make your picks, and you're entered. As long as you get your games chosen before tip-off of the first game tomorrow. And then you can check and see how you stack up against all the other listeners and all the hosts here on ESPN Arkansas. And you got a chance to win a number of outstanding prizes from Harry Robinson Buick GMC in Fort Smith, H&R Block in Northwest Arkansas, Swift's Jewelry, Broadway Motors, Sassy's Red House, and all the like. So just go to hitthatline.com, log on there, and be a part of the ESPN Arkansas Bracket Challenge. Just beat the brakes off of all the hosts. 877-377-6963, and halftime will come right back.
Everywhere I go, bad luck follows me. Every time I fall in love, I'm
You know what that alligator would say? After eating me, I just had a bite of the youngest sports talk radio host in Arkansas.
I loved your guys' intro. Got me all fired up. Long-time listener, listen to you guys every day. Been listening since day one.
Because you know what BOAT stands for, right? Bust out another 1,000. That was good Lord, man.
I'm trying to get rid of this moth.
Well, can we do it sometime other in the middle of the segment?
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
Get the best value, service, and TV locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional dish authorized retailer. Stop in and ask us about the Hopper 3, Dish's most advanced DVR that delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recordings anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now. WOW World of Wireless, 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details, or online at shopwownow.com. World of Wireless is located at 601 Church Street in Barling, next to Frank Rowe Furniture. That's 601 Church Street in Barling. Come see us at our new location.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device.
Nobody has more pre-owned trucks than Harry Robinson's Sonasol Ford. Work trucks, heavy-duty four-wheel drive trucks, single cab, extended cab, and four-wheel drive crew cab trucks. Fords, Chevys, GMCs, Dodge, Ram, and Nissans. And with historic low interest rates, no payments for 90 days, and the most for your trade, Harry Robinson's Sonasol Ford is the only place to buy your next truck. Harry Robinson's Sonasol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Sonasol.
Great news, sports fans. Bentley Sportsbook from Southland Casino is the only online sportsbook live in Arkansas. Visit Bentley.com today to sign up and cash in on your up to $250 risk-free first bet. Bentley Online Sports Betting delivers easy action and real paydays. You can place bets on pro and amateur sports, including college basketball. At Bentley, BETLY.com, you can bet on all the local favorites and get paid in cash for your winners. Bring all the easy action home with Bentley Sportsbook. Must be 21 or older and located in Arkansas to bet. Play responsibly. For help winning, call 800-522-4700.
secret.
COVID-19 cases are spreading across the state. Safe, effective, and free COVID vaccines are now readily available for all Arkansans ages 5 and up. Booster shots are also available for fully vaccinated people 12 and above. The vaccines are highly effective at preventing severe COVID. That means helping keep you from being hospitalized or even dying. Get vaccinated to protect yourself, your family, and your community. Learn more at healthy.arkansas.gov. This message brought to you by the Arkansas Department of Health.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind everyone to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I'd also like to remind any current homeowners or individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify.
The homestead tax credit can save you up to $375 off your tax bill.
This ad sponsored by the Sebastian County Assessor.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Hey, Surrey! On the road to the Final Four with the Hogs is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Big Red Stores of Arkansas.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, bears heavy on my mind.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Follow the guys on Twitter at PhilElsonPXP, at Matt Travis, and at DBarrett36. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
A lovely day.
I'd say today typifies what Bill Withers was singing about. Don't you think so? 65 degrees here in Fayetteville, up to a high of 72. Just a soft breeze, no chance of any rain. This is perfect. Get me out to the ballpark now.
I'm in Buffalo in middle of March, where when I got here, there are still piles of ice and snow on the sides of in some parking lots.
Do they have bright blue skies there like they do in Fort Smith, Arkansas right now?
Yeah, I mean, it is sunny, high of 52 today. It's going to be completely sunny tomorrow for St. Patrick's Day and the start of the NCAA tournament. High of 61 in the middle of March in Buffalo. I feel blessed. I came at the right time.
Might as well play tomorrow's games outside on the hard court, man.
Now, Drew, would you go so far as to say that you're too blessed to be stressed?
Oh, definitely. Always.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
If you can throw a rhyme in there, man, then why not? So you guys have both made your picks, and you're very nostalgic. You're both real softies when it comes right down to it. Tell them what you both have done. You first, Matty.
Well, you know, me, Mr. Nostalgia over here, I picked Duke to win the whole thing.
Oh, gosh. And it's Coach K's last season.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do that? Did you do this on purpose just because of your feelings for Coach K?
Well, considering I didn't know that until you told me, I think it's just a coincidence. But now that you've told me, it makes perfect sense.
Well,
that's what I was thinking that way, and I didn't even realize it.
Obviously, the Magic Quarter is a Cameron Crazy, or was held in some Cameron Crazy's pocket for a long time as a lucky quarter before they gave up on it. Drew, you've done the same thing. Why?
No,
Why?
I don't know, because I hate my stupid little silly bracket every single season. I overthink things, and like we talked about it earlier in the week, like sometimes I go by feel and then I go back and redo it, and then I go by statistics, I go back and put more feel into it. It takes me 2-3 hours for something that I've only won twice at, and I've been filling out these silly little brackets for over 20 years. But unfortunately, and I don't like it. I just don't like my Final Four. Duke versus Kentucky, Villanova versus Kansas, Duke over Nova in the championship.
You realize you can change this. Do you not like it because it feels chalky, because you don't like these teams? Like, you can make a change in your bracket before the start of the tournament, or the tournament already started, yesterday, but nobody picks the first four. You can make changes before tomorrow.
It's not as chalky as you would think. I do have a certain 13 seed in the Sweet 16 out of the South, the Chattanooga Mocs in the Sweet 16. I've got Richmond beating Iowa. Iowa's a potential favorite for a lot of teams. I got Iowa State over Illinois. Let's see, Virginia Tech over Texas. And then Davidson over Michigan State. I mean, there's some good. I've got Memphis over Gonzaga. That's a homer pick, of course, but
Are you doing a bracket where Memphis wins the whole title, where they win?
No,
it?
I never do that. Back
in the day when Pitt had a really good basketball team, under Jamie Dixon and Ben Howland, I would do that. I would do two brackets, one where I would pick Pitt to win it, and then the other where I was much more realistic about things, but I still felt like the Pitt bracket was realistic enough. There's a couple, they got a 1 seed, they got a 2 seed a couple of times. Never happened. Never even made it to the Final Four. Memphis.
I think the last time I picked Memphis in a bracket to go to win it all was 2009. Obviously, coming off of the Derrick Rose year of 2008 and losing to Kansas in the national championship. And I think the last time I picked them to be in the Final Four, that would have been Austin Nichols' freshman year, the 4 guards, 4 Kings of Memphis. That would have been 13-14. I think they were a 2 or 3 seed and lost in the second round because Josh Pastner never made it to the second weekend. But that was the last time I ever picked them into the Final Four.
Well, let's get some thoughts from listeners on why you think a pick of Arkansas winning the championship is actually a realistic pick, too. Is it the way this team plays defense, team-oriented defense? Do you expect J.D. Note to just go off and have himself a legendary tournament, the kind of thing that we'll be talking about for years and years? You think Stanley Amude can jump into a role we saw him in a couple of games on the road? Remember, most of his big games have come away from Bud Walton Arena, and Amude has shown that at times he can kind of take a game over. Audi's Tony, nice and healthy, so you don't have to worry about any health issues, it would appear, for this team. How about the way Chris Likes played the last few games? Does that give you some good feelings about Arkansas generating a championship run? 877-377-6963 if you got any thoughts on that.
Before we go to break, I do just want to, because I know we're about to have Alyssa Orange on, I do want to let everybody know I do have Arkansas beating Memphis in the Sweet 16. I do have Arkansas in the Elite Eight.
That had to have hurt.
Let's take away all those homer text and stuff. I picked Arkansas over my beloved alma mater.
What?
So
What?
I am being realistic here.
I feel you're doing that to curry favor with the listeners for no other reason than curry favor.
I think it's realistic, Phil. It's my professional opinion. I'm not trying to win anybody over.
I think it's highly realistic, too, and I would love to see it happen, though I would really like to see it happen in a city a lot closer than San Francisco, California. Hey, head over to 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge this week, and they'll be open tomorrow. And, hey, they'll have a game on TV, too. Plus, Earl and Them grooving on down for St. Patty's Day tomorrow until 10 at 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. It's a great place to start your evening with a great drink or some small plates. You can also finish off your night with one of the best hand-rolled cigars available anywhere in the state of Arkansas. It's 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, 906lounge.com. The website, just go to their Facebook page to find their specials and other events. They're at 906 Garrison Avenue in Fort Smith. We are joined by Pig Trail Nation's Alyssa Orange right after this on Halftime.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. Our #1 volume lure out of our 20 fishing brands is the Bobby.
Support for the Hit That Line Podcast Network is brought to you by Manscaped. who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped recently launched the Ultimate Men's Hygiene Bundle, the Performance Package. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer to you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code HTL at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, that's about 8 million balls. And my family jewels just got added into that number because I just got my new Performance Package 4.0. And let me tell you what, guys, it is a game changer. If you're like me, you've tried other ways of daily grooming, of staying in shape, of when that time is right, you know what I mean, of how to make sure you look good down there. You've tried the razors, you've tried the knockoff brands, but it does not compare to what you're going to get in the Performance Package 4.0 by Manscaped. You're going to get the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. You're going to get the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag for all your goodies. Trust me, I didn't think there was going to be a product out there that was going to make it safe to go down there. But with the Lawnmower 4.0 and everything else that comes in this package from Manscaped, you're going to be shaving and grooming so much safer. Get that 20% off and free shipping with the code HTL at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use HTL. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
The phrase in dire straits originated in the 1400s from sailors having to carefully navigate their vessels through narrow passages to avoid a shipwreck. So Far Away from Dire Straits is a song lamenting the struggle of a long-distance relationship over the phone. Mark Knopfler said, "It's a joke. It can't really be done over a long period of time because you both get exhausted with it. Sin has put us in dire straits with God, and that's why he feels so far away." Jesus said the passage to God is a narrow way, and he promised when he went so far away, the Holy Spirit would be here to stay. This isn't some hunch or intuition, but a conviction navigating you to God's holy word. When you have a real relationship with God, you have the person of the Spirit living inside you, guiding your walk of life every step of the way. Don't trust your feelings. Look up John chapter 16 and see if it sends you reeling. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Read about it.
Football might be over this season, but basketball is in full steam for both pros and college hoops. For all the latest odds, totals, player performance props, to where the
on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs in Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
Well, I guess a theme song of sorts, or an intro song, a walk-up song for our friend Alyssa Orange from the Pig Trail Nation, who joins us from an airport lounge. Is that right, Alyssa? You're on your way up to Buffalo. Where are you right now?
We are the plaza in the Charlotte airport, surrounded by delicious food.
Hey, I know that airport very well. You got pianos nearby. You got rocking chairs nearby. Yeah. You got plenty of food. You have yourself some fun.
There's a Phillips
we've got
in
a
there,
nice
isn't
long
there?
layover.
Crab cake place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a nice long layover, so we're just kind of hanging out. Might go shop, wander around. I don't know, maybe get my makeup done before I get to Buffalo. Who knows? I got time to kill.
That's always what I do in Charlotte. Get my hair done, nails done, makeup.
Of course.
Yeah,
And a pedicure.
Why not?
All works. You got to hey, maybe you got plenty of time to fill out your bracket.
That is something I need to do.
Do you need to get it done before tomorrow? You haven't done that yet, so I could put you on the.
Yet.
I could put you on the spot. I could really put you on the spot because this Arkansas team has had so many moments where you know what, this team might have what it takes to make a real run in March. I think any team that plays defense the way this team does and has a great scorer like J.D. Note and a couple of X factors, I think Amude is one of those. I wouldn't be surprised with a real run to go as far as they did last year, or maybe farther, but then you're going to have to get past potentially a top seed in Gonzaga. So, where do you think the ceiling is for this team right now?
I think you're absolutely right, but I also think it could go one of two ways, and that's kind of the unknown right now is they get through Vermont, they can make a run. They can get back to the Elite Eight, definitely the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, maybe even go to New Orleans for the Final Four. But they got to get through Vermont, and there's a possibility that Vermont has the upset. And so we know that they're going to be prepared. And if they play the defense we've seen them play, especially down the stretch of that SEC regular season schedule outside of that Tennessee game, but they didn't have Audie Stoney for that Tennessee game, and so that's kind of a wash. I think that they can beat this Vermont team because they're not used to playing defenses like Arkansas. They might have the length and the size and the experience, but they don't have that defensive experience that they've played against like Arkansas has, and that might be the factor for the Razorbacks.
Yeah, I think the level of athleticism that they faced game in, game out in the America East is a whole different thing from what they're going to face. And the fact that the Razorbacks get to the foul line as much as they do, and Vermont didn't foul a lot, I think that's going to change for the Catamounts. But you remember what last year's tournament was like. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Down double digits every single game. And it was like the roller coasters of that experience last year. It took years off your life. And, I mean, we're kind of expecting almost like the same thing because you have had roller coaster games of late, too.
Yeah, you talked to this team about, hey, you guys were down 12 at the half, and you came back and you won. And this team is never out of it. Even when they were down against Texas A&M, it was always like, oh, there's still 5 minutes left. They can dig themselves out of this hole. I mean, you're never counting this team out. And we also saw the emergence of Devo Davis and Jalen Williams last year in the tournament. Jalen got his first start for the Razorbacks in the tournament. Devo had the kind of run that he did, especially defensively. And I expect someone else to emerge in that role. And I think you said it. I think it's Stanley Amude. I think the way that he's been playing, hitting the three really well, he is going to be maybe the guy we look back on when the tournament is over. And he was the guy that changed things for the Razorbacks in a good way.
Yeah, and Alyssa, I think when you look at this Arkansas team, especially from the start of 2022 to where we are now here in the middle of March, there's a lot of different statistics that you can point at as far as almost guaranteeing wins. You can go to Jalen Williams double-doubles. You can go to Devo hitting, 2 threes. That's been a random statistic that when Devo Davis has 2 3-point make shots, the Hogs are undefeated. You can go to Stanley Amude also being around that 3 to 5 range. What's the one statistic, and even if it's something that I didn't mention, that you could honestly point out and say, you show me the box score late Friday morning here in Buffalo, Arkansas won, and I don't even need to see the score.
If J.D. Note has less than 3 fouls, that's
a good one.
Statistically, tell me when J.D. Note has 3 fouls and he's not playing in the first half, this team doesn't win. Look at the Texas A&M game. I mean, and that's the thing. J.D. has got to stay out of foul trouble. They win when he stays out of foul trouble, and he was really disciplined on that final stretch of those regular season SEC games. But all of those things, Jalen Williams, double-double, Devo hitting threes, Jalen Williams taking charges, whatever it may be, that one doesn't show up necessarily on the stat sheet. It all, I think, starts and ends with how many fouls J.D. Note has and when he has those fouls.
Well, and if he does pick up a couple of fouls, you know you're going to get Chris Likes coming off the bench to take over at that position. And he's had some ups and he's had some downs, too. It's been a little bit better of late, especially defensively. So I would hope if J.D. does have to sit, that Likes is ready to go. But I'd agree with you. Like, you need J.D. on the court for this team at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he basically is the spark plug. Now, they've had, like, Kamani Johnson come out and have a little bit of spark, and Chris Likes had that great game against LSU during the tournament. But everyone knows J.D. Note makes this team go, and he has to be on the court. If you're going to make a run, maybe they get away with it and still beat Vermont. But if you're going to make a run, he has to be on the court for as long as possible.
Yeah, and outside of Arkansas, I mean, obviously, me being up here, Buffalo today, super excited to go to all the practices and press conferences today. Is there another team that you're kind of excited to get a look at this week during the tournament? Maybe a team that you haven't ever had an opportunity to put eyes on in person?
Well, fun fact, one, I'm jealous you've already beat us there and you're already ahead in the Buffalo win count. But I'm going to catch up.
I'm 15 in already.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. But, hey, I grew up in Richmond. I went to Spiders games when I was a kid, and it was really cool to see them beat Davidson and get an automatic qualifying bid to this tournament. So I'm kind of excited to see my hometown team play in Buffalo if I have some downtime to go in there and check out the Spiders and see how they can do against Iowa.
Give me a thought on Mike Neighbors' women's basketball team. They fly to Austin later this afternoon. I think they've got a winnable matchup against Utah, which is a team that's, I mean, by this time, I mean, you can't say inexperienced. They just have a lot of freshmen and sophomores that are doing the playing and scoring for them. Second round would be a whole different ball of wax playing on Texas home floor, potentially against the Longhorns. But I think Utah's a good matchup for them.
I really do, too. And I think, Phil, I mean, you know this, and I know this. We've watched this team all season. The best part about this team right now is everyone is pretty much healthy. And that's huge. They had that lull there with Michaela Daniels out and Aaron Barnum still not being 100%. But I really think the fact that all of them are healthy right now, you have Amber Ramirez going back and playing at home. I mean, you couldn't write this better, in my opinion, where you get redemption from the year before on the exact same court where you lost a year ago in that first round. And this game means a little bit more. Not that last year didn't. But you are the 10th seed. You're not the 4th seed. You are not the favorite in this game, and I think the Razorbacks can win. And, man, I can't wait to see, hopefully, Mike Neighbors and Vic Schaefer go at it one more time.
It'd be a great way to close out the Irwin Center because they're moving into a smaller building next year with a loss to the Razorbacks. And, man, I tell you what, that would bookend, the win over them in football and hopefully a win over them in women's basketball. Maybe
Absolutely.
the baseball teams meet in Omaha. You end their season there. I just love how that all sounds.
Yeah, man, you're just like, that's music to Hog fans' ears, Phil. Calm down now. Might get people too excited on the airwaves there. Hey, how many Grand Slams are you going to call this year? I mean, come on, man.
They're playing again today, so let's just go for a fourth since we got a streak going on.
Let's do it.
It's nuts.
It's incredible.
Have you ever heard of a walk-off Grand Slam for a run rule like Webb did yesterday?
I have not.
That's the first time I'd ever seen that.
I had to read Oliver, the Arkansas SID sentence, kind of twice when he sent that out, where it says walk-off run rule Grand Slam. And I was like, come again? What? You kind of have to sound it out for you. That was awesome. No.
Alyssa, what's it like for me right here and for Drew and for Maddie? I mean, we've all got a table right in front of us. I got like 8 different stat pages in front of me for baseball, for basketball, both genders, and because spring football is going, I've got their stats. I got way too much stuff to pay attention to right now. We talked with Christina Long about it yesterday. It's like good luck keeping up. How the heck do you and the folks at Pig Trail Nation keep up with everything you got to cover right now? Because it's like 6 sports, maybe 7.
Well, it's incredible, man. And I sat on the plane ride, actually, beside Chris Johnson, who is the assistant and the head coach and waiting for the women's team. And he was going to recruit. And it's like, gosh, you can't forget about men and women's track that just finished indoor. It's like everything is going on right now, and everything is good. And so I hate that I only have 3 minutes in a sportscast on television to be able to highlight everything going on the Hill. But we just do the best that we can and show as much love as we can and hope that Dave and Courtney are understanding that once baseball season and softball season is all that we have with golf and indoor, we can kind of give them some more love. But, man, it's tough to keep up. My head's spinning.
March is the craziest month for college sports. I don't think there's any.
Yes.
I don't think there's anything that's close. Like November can be a little wild, but November is like peach fuzz compared to March, which is like a
you still have football in March due to spring practice and stuff. So
I know,
it's
and
everything.
I feel so bad for Sam and this team who deserve the attention, but like spring football is kind of at the bottom of the list. And I remember when it used to be at the top 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm excited for all of it that's happening, just because this is kind of like what you do this for, to be covering great personalities, winning programs, and happy fans.
Yeah.
And that's what you got going on at this very moment. Alyssa,
this is the best time to be alive right now.
it is, and it's a great time to be in the Charlotte airport. So good luck making your destination on time.
Thank you.
And we'll look forward to hearing from you in Buffalo. Safe travels, Alyssa.
I appreciate it, Phil. Thanks, guys.
All right, Alyssa. Have a good one.
Always fun talking with Alyssa Orange.
Yeah,
all right.
Should see her later today when she gets in.
Well,
She's able to make it to the media stuff.
Invite her to where you're hanging out. Invite all the media to where you're hanging out.
Oh, I'm bringing everybody by the Anchor Bar, 1047 Main Street. This is the place to be.
Well, anywhere that you are right now, Drew, would be.
That's right.
Would be
I'm the
place
life of the party. We all know it.
Hey, Drew, remember that Ty did bring me a shot glass back from Tampa, so I'm expecting a souvenir also from you.
You got it. You got it, Matty.
I would like you to steal something off the wall at your local establishment and bring to me. I see a really neat-looking yellow vehicle on the wall above you. Yeah, right back.
Oh, you want the pedal cart?
Winter is actually a good time to paint. The paint store over here in Van Buren has the most popular colors on large sample boards so you can see the color in your home. Rather do some outside painting? Our low temperature application product allows you to paint down to 35 degrees. It's okay. Experience hometown customer service you won't get at a national brand and get free professional advice from our 34 years of experience. Come see Sue and her team at the paint store in Van Buren. Find us on the internet.
Looking for something a bit lighter for lunch or dinner? Art's Barbecue and Burgers has added blackened or grilled tilapia to the menu with all of your favorite sides. If catfish is what pleases your palate, every Friday night is all-you-can-eat catfish at Art's Barbecue. Art's Barbecue and Burgers has it all for your lighter lunch or dinner or your weekend pig out. And don't forget $1 off all burgers every Saturday. Call 452-2550 for to-go orders. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
At Clay Maxi Premium Pre-Owned in Fort Smith, we're taking a cue from our pal Jalen Williams by taking charge and bringing you our A-game in-store and online. Plus, we've made finding your next game-winning vehicle easier than ever with ClayMaxiFortSmith.com. You can view every premium pre-owned vehicle available all in one place, so don't get caught traveling. Visit Clay Maxi Premium Pre-Owned right here in Fort Smith and ClayMaxiFortSmith.com.
Are you looking for a new place to call home? Whether you're looking for an apartment, duplex, townhome, or a house, Trinity Multifamily has you covered. They even have options in surrounding states, from Texas to Michigan and Kansas to Tennessee. If you're looking for a new place to call home, make Trinity Multifamily your first call at 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at TrinityMultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Some of my fondest childhood memories are from volunteering with my grandmother. Helping others was her passion. She'd always say, "The sweetest fruits of life come from serving others." And she was right.
At Shelter Insurance, we strive to make a positive impact in the communities where we work and live.
Ask Shelter Agent Phil Hicks about a free insurance review.
March Madness is here, and Burton Pools and Spas has the biggest savings of the season right now on Doughboy above ground pools. Hi, Tommy Kraft here from my good friends at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. If you've imagined that backyard of your dreams with a Doughboy above ground pool, now is the time to act. with savings up to $900 right now on select in-stock Doughboy pool packages. In fact, Burton Pools and Spas has special savings on cash and carry above ground Doughboy pools starting at $19.95 right now. Ask about semi-in-ground pools and get a free upgrade on a robotic cleaner valued at $600 this month at Burton Pools and Spas. Hey, the Burtons have been helping families all across the area for more than 40 years make their backyard dreams come true. Stop in and see Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith and online at burtonpools.com. Burton Pools and Spas, helping you get your feet wet without getting in over your head.
Who is 33 CBD Supply? Well, they have the largest licensed hemp farm in Oklahoma. They are a local CBD product company and nutrition store that focuses on high-quality product development and education. They sell CBD ingestibles, tropicals, pet, and skincare products that contain no THC or marijuana. Stop by today and take advantage of buy one product, get the second product half off. Use product code ESPN50. 33 CBD Supply is located at 2801 Old Greenwood Road, Suite 11 in Fort Smith. Visit them online at 33cbdsupply.com. That's 33CBD Supply.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
It might seem crazy wearing stripes of pride. I Instagram every meal I've had. All my used liquor Bibles are on display. We can go to see a show, but I'll make you pay.
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett. Want to jump in the conversation with the guys? Call or text into Halftime at 877-377-6963.
You've got less than 24 hours to get in your picks for the bracket at hitthatline.com. First game tomorrow, Michigan and Colorado State in Indianapolis. It'll be at 11:15 in the morning on CBS. So less than 24 hours.
Over under on how many punches thrown in that one. Juwan Howard gonna come up swinging?
I have a feeling Juwan Howard is. They're gonna have to put his hands together and just. Nah, he doesn't need anything anymore. That'll be the last punch he ever throws in a basketball game, or the last threat he ever makes at a basketball game. Because I have a feeling that happens.
It
one
wasn't
more
the
time.
first one though.
It wasn't the first, but it feels like he's on notice now after a lengthy suspension. And boy, is he lucky that his team's in the NCAA tournament.
He is very lucky. I mean, you look at that record. What are they, 17-11? I mean, on face value, it doesn't. 17-14, even worse. It doesn't look like a resume-building team, and that's why we talked about it before. I absolutely hate the Big Ten bias that the committee and that college basketball media members give the Big Ten. That it's so much better than every other league, and it doesn't compare, because we had Connor O'Gara on Monday, and he told us the last Big Ten team to win a championship was Michigan State in 2000. Yeah, they get 8 to 10 teams in every year, but they don't really do anything when they get there, at least when it comes to bias in college football and the quote-unquote SEC bias. They got the trophies and the championships to back it up. They got the statistics. The Big Ten, in the last 5-6 years, they don't have the statistics and the numbers to back up this Big Ten is the best conference of all time. It's just not there, and I don't get it.
Well, I didn't listen to Buzz Williams' diatribe after his press conference after the Aggies NIT win, nor am I really that interested in listening to it.
It's about 7 minutes and 50 seconds. I'd like to get back in my life this morning listening to it.
Apparently,
it's nothing but whiny nonsense.
Did he put 9 pages of research together on reasons why the Aggies should have been? There's way too much time being spent on the one team that might have gotten screwed. If honestly, if there's a committee that is putting together a field of 68 teams, and most people agree on 67 of them, I think they did a pretty good job.
I think so too, and when it comes to Buzz Williams and his little sob story last night, and him breaking up in tears and having to pause for about 15 seconds because of, he's gonna fight for his guys and he's gonna fight for the families that his guys represent, and that what happened was unfair, and the fact that from February 14th to the end of the season, they played their hearts out and they did everything they were supposed to do to deserve to win. Someone needs to tell Buzz the college basketball season started 2 months before that. And last time I checked, 2 months is a lot more of a sample size than 1 month. And when it comes to when we've known this for quite a while, the selection committee barely takes anything that happens in the conference tournaments into play. And he was talking about, after they went 3-4, we had 12 SEC wins. And every team that had more than 12 or more was a 4-seed or above in the NCAA tournament. Why are we getting shafted? Well, because, Buzz, you went in with a 9-8 record. There's a little bit of a difference. You had a good 3-day stretch against a falling Auburn, an Arkansas that just couldn't get any shots to fall. Let's be honest, it was just an off-day shooting. You had a good stretch, but A&M, in my book, was not a tournament team. 3 days does not make up for 3 months. It doesn't.
You have to make your case in the regular season, I think, when it comes right down to it.
It's that simple. Quit whining about it.
And also, just to play devil's advocate for a moment, like I can understand why Buzz Williams would do that yesterday. I mean, obviously you've got to be the mouthpiece for your team. The athletic director, Bjork, openly spoke up about the disappointment and anger at the committee on Sunday after the selections were made public. So you expect to hear something like this from the head coach. It's 7 minutes, and it's a little bit lengthy for those who, quite honestly, don't care all that much.
The whiningness and the printing off his own statistics and his own research for media members, you're basically putting there in the desk, y'all can get copies. I made copies of all the wonderful research I did, but then wouldn't take questions on said research, and also in that 7 minutes and 50 seconds didn't give an example of any of the research. So unless you're a media member that has access that was there, we don't know what profound things that he found out. Like, it was just whininess, and I'm not here for it, bro.
All I needed to see on the video was how lengthy it was. I'm like, well, 24 hours.
8 minutes I'll never get back.
That's 7 minutes out of one of those hours. Got to sleep. Got to prep for other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch this. Don't need to. 877-377-6963. We are moving into the second hour of halftime after this.
Gray Steel Structures Incorporated is a family-owned business based in Greenwood specializing in steel structures. Owner Will Gray has 20 years' experience doing the job right and making sure you're satisfied with the structure you have a need for. Gray Steel Structures serves both commercial and residential customers. Whatever your need may be, mini storage, RV storage, home workshop, or any metal building need, make Gray Steel Structures your first call. Gray Steel Structures, 252-2783. That's 252-2783.
GraySteelStructuresInc.com. That's Gray with an A.
It is here, fast, reliable internet from Wave Rural Connect. Cedarville, Uniontown, Natural Dam, and surrounding areas get fast fiber internet, TV, and phone service from a local provider you can trust based in Ozark, Arkansas. Internet starts at $49.95 a month, TV at $43.99, and phone at $29.95. Order now at signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Do it now. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
For a dependable, fuel-efficient tractor from a company committed to the future, choose a Branson tractor. Each of our tractors is backed by a 6-year limited warranty with models available ranging in horsepower from 22 to 58. You are sure to find the tractor that is right for you. Make sure you call or stop in today at the new location for Bush Tractor at 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Again, that is 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Or you can check them out online at bushtractor.com.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer, pours like every other seltzer,
but it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low-cal, so you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly sunny sky. Our high this afternoon in the low 70s. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, mid-40s. I think tomorrow we're back to sunny skies. Our high low 70s. And then showers and thunderstorms with us Thursday night into Friday. Highs on Friday in the mid-50s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Carco Auto Sales. Give them a call at 783-1722 or check them out online at buyfromcarco.com.
I hate everything you just said. KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3.
They're hilarious.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
And this one belongs to the Razorbacks.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
Fans are amazing. It is lit down here on the sideline.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Here come the students. Oh, here come the students. They're coming from the south end, and this one has been a long time brewing.
I have been waiting for this moment for a long time.
Judging by the sound of it, so has everyone else.
Hey, hold on. It's almost halftime.
All right, we're into the second hour of halftime. Muss said last week, Saturday, after the loss to A&M, going to crumple up the box score as soon as he got it. This would be the time to do it. I don't know where I have the box score. I don't know where I have it. Here it is. Here we go.
That sounded more like static.
Aggies 82, Hogs 64. That's what I think about that game.
Yeah.
And I feel about A&M and the NIT and all that stuff anyway.
That's what I feel about Buzz right now.
Halftime brought to you by the
such
Fence
a dumb
Man.
name.
I don't think that's his real name, is it? Can't be.
Well, it better not be. The only other Buzz is older brother from Home Alone, and nobody liked that guy either.
I'm more interested in what he bench presses, which apparently gets asked every time he's on an SEC Network interview.
Buzz your girlfriend, woof.
I don't care.
We're brought to you by the Fence Man. It's the company that you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, but they're looking for quality people to join their team. If you are a fence builder or you've got building experience, you can apply in person in Fort Smith at 1213 North 32nd Street. Great pay at the Fence Man and a $500 sign-on bonus. That's the Fence Man. Apply today in person, 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer. We are also equal opportunity callers and texters at 877-377-6963. And Charlie the Tuna has given us a call right about his normal time. Charlie, what's going on today? How are you?
I actually was just calling to check on Drew. Is he good? Is he okay?
He's alive, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, we're still a couple of days
Good and
away from
everything.
that. We're a few days away from that first of two St. Patrick's Day parades, which our
Yes.
caller
Drew?
yesterday who lived in Buffalo spoke about. So Drew's got plenty of time to
Oh,
hydrate.
I heard all
until
about
then.
it last night at dinner. The bartender was telling me all about it. And I had a great conversation with the lovely Buffalo people. The people up here are very nice, by the way.
Oh, man.
A lot nicer than I would have expected.
See, this is why I'm afraid to come hang out with you guys, because I just feel like we'd all get so drunk that I don't know. I don't know, because I'd probably buy all these guys shots, and it'd just be a great time, and I don't know what would happen after that.
Well, we all have very high tolerances.
Yeah, we're pretty good at
We're
good
professionals.
I bet Drew does.
putting them back thing.
Anyway, the kid is coming with some heat today, Drew, and not the heat you're thinking. I got some facts for you.
Bring
guys.
it on.
I was looking at the history of the tournament, and do you guys know that the 9 seed actually holds a winning record over the 8 seed in the history of the NCAA tournament? They have a combined, a record of 73 and 71. I guess I'm not really surprised about that. But
that's split. That's almost split right down the middle, which for like 8, 9, makes a lot of sense.
That's what you kind of think it'd be.
Yeah, but let me tell you this: when you go to the 7-10, it goes a whole lot higher. The 10 seeds against the 7 are 57 and 87, and as you kind of go up, it actually is pretty similar until you get. I'm not going to name all the records. But until you get the 12-5, by the way, which I'm surprised by this. I'm surprised the 12 has won this many times. 51 and 93, 12 seed is in the history of the tournament against the 5 seed.
See,
now,
that's like there's always a 12-5 upset, and we've all
That's
picked.
the one you
We've
gotta
all
go
picked
for the
12-5,
6-11.
Now here we go. Here's where it changes: the 14-3 and the 13-4. The 13-4 matchup. 4 seed has only won 31 times, 21% win percentage in the history. And when you go up a little bit higher after that, the 3 seed's record is 22 and 32. Now, I didn't do a percentage on that, but I bet that's a little bit lower than the other, if I'm not mistaken.
Listen to this. This is the Charlie the Tuna Statistical Service. This is new stuff for you,
Charlie. Stats Tuna coming at you live.
Charlie, usually you're coming in with hard-felt opinions. You're bringing in hard, cold statistics right now, man. You've done some research.
I swear to you guys, about 15 minutes before, I'm a supervisor at my job, so I kind of run things anyways. But I actually, I do the most. Like I work
that means
my
you
ass
have
off,
that means
but-
you have underlings that can do the statistical research for you.
Yeah.
No, wrong. No. Actually, I work my ass off. I actually outwork all 4 of them combined. I'm not even going to.
I'm sure you
this
do.
Is how this one. No, I swear, I'm not playing. I'm not kidding. It's really true. It's different here, but that's why I want to get out of here and go do what I want to do. Because sometimes you get into something and you're doing it, and you're like, "What the hell am I doing? This ain't what I want to be doing." But because I want to be either doing what you guys are doing or coaching. So I don't know. But anyway.
So what's your age, Charlie? I don't know if I've ever asked you that before. How old are you? You want to be public
I'm the same
about
age as Drew. I'm 29. Me and Drew are right at the same. We're young bucks. 29. Ain't you 29, Drew?
I'm 27.
I'll be honest with you. You're still young enough to start a coaching career if you want.
Yeah.
I'm not joking about this.
Yeah,
like I'm
plenty
pretty
of time.
sure like Mike Neighbors started his coaching career around the same age as you.
That's crazy. What do you think? And Mike's a great coach, but I was thinking about it because I actually went to school for that. I graduated with a 3.6 GPA. Let me tell you guys why I'm not coaching right now. I cannot pass practice math. That used to be required, but COVID actually deleted that, and now that's not required. So I need to go pass that stupid test, the practice 2, which is required.
Well, with your mastery of NCAA tournament seed records, you ought to be just fine at this math thing now.
Oh, yeah.
Now, and I just brought that up just for actually to bring up my point today. Drew, Phil, I was thinking about what I said yesterday, and I want to clarify on something. Because what I said was I'm not worried about no team in this tournament, and I meant that from the standpoint of I think this year, and you could make the argument last year too, it's probably as open as it's ever been. But sometimes you start watching the tournament and you watch, you know what, that team right there, I don't think nobody's beating that team. And I kind of thought that with Baylor last year. And we gave them a run for their money, and we were the only team to do that. I don't know if we're going to have that this year, guys. I don't know if you guys haven't. I really don't. I don't see if you're, a lot of these games I think are going to be close. And I think you are going to see more upsets. And that was the point of me bringing that up. I'm not saying every 13 seed is going to beat every 4 seed but my point is, I'm going to go fill out my bracket, and I'm going to call it the Tunas bracket on ESPN, Hit That Line, Arkansas. This wonderful, beautiful show with these 3 beautiful people that run it. And I want you guys to look at it. But I'm going to do 2. I'm going to do a homer bracket and a real one.
And the real one and the homer bracket won't be the same, so you won't pick Arkansas in the real bracket? Is that unfortunate because you kind of feel like maybe you could?
I'm not going to pick. No, I'm not going to pick them in the real bracket, Phil. But I'm not saying they can't win this thing because they can. But I actually, Phil, have you filled out yours yet? Have all you guys filled out your bracket?
Yeah, but I didn't put all this research.
I got to put it on the website yet. Yeah,
I got on the hitthatline.com website this morning, and my whole goal was to finish the bracket in 10 minutes or less, and then just move on to the next thing. Yeah, I picked my Final Four. I've got Gonzaga, Tennessee, Purdue, Kansas, and Gonzaga beating Tennessee in the championship game. And if I actually do like a bracket where I try to do a little more research on it, I may end up coming down to the same decision anyway.
We're not eligible for all the great prizes, though, so, we just have pride.
Phil, you're so intelligent, man. My bracket is very close to yours, except I don't like Purdue to go that far. That's the only difference. And I actually think Tennessee in the same bracket as Kentucky, I think they beat them if they wind up matching up.
Tennessee is in the South, though. They're in the same bracket as Nova and Arizona.
Tennessee had their bump in the road in January. They're playing incredibly good basketball right now. And
doesn't matter. If the Volunteers are still across their chest, that means they're going to lose in March. It always happens.
If it's got balls across the chest and Barnes is the head coach, right? Those two things coming together.
Exactly. Regular season, Rick.
Before I go, though, I wish I could pay you guys so I could stay on the show a little longer. We could talk about this the whole rest of the time, but I know you guys got a lot of callers and a lot of people that want to give their opinion. I said I wish I could pay you guys. Did you hear that? Not you guys pay me, because I think you guys are that cool. I wish I could pay you guys.
Well, what's the last thing you want to hit?
We appreciate it.
But anyway, no, seriously, before I go, I think Arkansas is going to do well. I think the Big Ten, I hope they suck. That's why I said I hope to do. I'm just being but anyway.
Charlie, appreciate the call, man. We need to move on. We're going to be up against the break here, but that's he sounded really excited for this tournament.
Appreciate it, Tuna.
I didn't realize Tuna wanted to be a sports talk show host and or a coach. These two things don't usually go together.
Those
By
are the dreams, man.
Buzz's first name is Brent for Buzz Williams, Brent Langdon Williams. And for those who texted in Buzz Aldrin, his first name was Edwin. I don't think there are any people who were named Buzz at the very outset. It's a nickname.
So how does the name come about?
From a haircut, I think.
I guess. I mean, a buzz cut. Or, I mean, as a kid, did he just like to pretend he was Little B, just running around the yard, buzz, buzz, buzz?
I would imagine there
were
quite
Little Buzz again.
I would imagine there were quite a few youngsters named Buzz right about the time of the first moon landing.
Woof.
That's my guess. And I want to take a quick look to see here the day that Buzz Williams was born. He might be named after Buzz Aldrin. 1972 is 3 years after the first moon landing.
3 years, yeah.
You want to think that maybe he got the nickname from Buzz Aldrin?
We landed on the moon?
I'm guessing.
All right.
It did happen. It's happened a couple of times. May even happen again sometime soon. Hey, you got now March Madness starting next week, or tomorrow. That's next day, I meant to say, tomorrow.
Yeah,
Less
tomorrow.
than 24 hours
starts next
away.
day.
So you can go to betus.racing, and they have a bracket contest worth thousands of dollars in prizes, and they offer all the odds on every game throughout NCAA March Madness. Just go to busr.com, and you get it right there. They got a sports book, a race book, and a live casino. And if you use the following web address, you'll get a 100% deposit bonus. That's busr.com/morningrush. Put in $100, get $100 back. Put in $500, get $500 back. And the numbers can go on and on and on. It's simple as that. busr.com/morningrush. Bet with confidence. Bet with BUSR. We'll come right back with more halftime.
So let's get to the point. Let's roll another joint. Let's head on down the road. There's somewhere I gotta go, and you don't know how it feels. You don't know how it feels.
There's no place in the SEC that does it like this. You know, where the home court advantage is so huge when the fans show up.
Number one environment in college basketball, no argument, Bud Walton.
I ain't never heard anyone get that loud. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Listen to every Razorback basketball game right here.
Support for the Hit That Line Podcast Network is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped recently launched the Ultimate Men's Hygiene Bundle, the Performance Package. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer to you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code HTL at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, that's about 8 million balls. And my family jewels just got added into that number because I just got my new Performance Package 4.0. And let me tell you what, guys, it is a game changer. If you're like me, you've tried other ways of daily grooming, of staying in shape, of when that time is right, you know what I mean, of how to make sure you look good down there. You've tried the razors, you've tried the knockoff brands, but it does not compare to what you're going to get in the Performance Package 4.0 by Manscaped. You're going to get the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. You're going to get the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag for all your goodies. Trust me, I didn't think that there was going to be a product out there that was going to make it safe to go down there. But with the Lawnmower 4.0 and everything else that comes in this package from Manscaped, you're going to be shaving and grooming so much safer. Get that 20% off and free shipping with the code HTL at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use HTL. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sacalé, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
The phrase in dire straits originated in the 1400s from sailors having to carefully navigate their vessels through narrow passages to avoid a shipwreck. So Far Away from Dire Straits is a song lamenting the struggle of a long-distance relationship over the phone. Mark Knopfler said, "It's a joke. It can't really be done over a long period of time because you both get exhausted with it. Sin has put us in dire straits with God, and that's why he feels so far away." Jesus said the passage to God is a narrow way, and he promised when he went so far away, the Holy Spirit would be here to stay. This isn't some hunch or intuition, but
Sunshine, go away today. I don't feel much like dancing. Some man's gone, he's tried to run my life. He don't know what he's asking. When he tells me I better get in line, I can't hear what he's saying.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Follow the guys on Twitter at PhilElsonPXP, at Matt Travis, and at DBarrett36. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
We got some rules changes that are being proposed for certain sports that we like to cover here on Halftime in ESPN Arkansas. For football, 3 teams in the NFL have proposed changes to overtime. So Drew, Dems the rules may end up Dems changing at some point. Colts and Eagles proposing both teams get a possession in overtime. And that's pretty much the look that I've had at it. The Titans have proposed both teams get a possession unless the first team not only scores a touchdown but then adds a 2-point conversion.
People are going to complain. That one's not going to work.
I like the idea of both teams getting a possession. I saw another one that wasn't actually proposed. I think it might have been the Ravens general manager about just play overtime as another period, not a sudden death. Just play it to the very end.
I'm okay with that.
With
Eric DeCosta is a decently smart person. I'll give him that.
With a 10-minute overtime period, like not too much could happen. Like some crazy things could happen. You could end up, 14-point differential in overtime. But it does seem there's a little bit of momentum to change overtime rules. I guess they've got to get 24 of the 32 teams to agree on this rules change, and could have a vote as early as sometime within the next 2 weeks. You kind of knew that there would be new proposals for overtime, so it's not a surprise that happens.
Oh, overtime was a big conversation with a few people I had after the show yesterday here in Buffalo. Trust me.
I'm sure.
They had some strong opinions.
I'm sure. Yeah, you could just pull a person off the street there, and I'm sure they've got some very, very strong opinions.
Yes, they're very strong, not FCC radio approved opinions either.
Yeah. I felt the same way about hockey and replay in the Stanley Cup Finals. What was that against St. Louis? I think St. Louis beat Buffalo, and the last goal of that, the clinching goal, which I think was an overtime goal, probably should have been overturned because somebody was in the crease when they shouldn't have been. Buffalo fans feel they've been getting screwed for years, and you know what? They kind of have in some cases.
They have, yeah.
So football rules might be changing a bit as far as overtime is concerned.
Yeah, I was talking to some nice people here at Anchor, some patrons, and the bartender. He's been great, dude. And we're talking about the game. I said, honestly, it was one of the best games that I've ever watched, and it was a great game for somebody who didn't have a dog in the fight. And they all said that if they could take the emotion out, they'd say the exact same thing. But it's so hard for them to take the emotion out. And one lady that was sitting here talking with us, she says that since that game, she has tried to sit down and rewatch it about 5 times. Turns it on, makes it 5 seconds in, and goes, nope. And I told her that's exactly what I've tried to do with the 2008 National Championship game.
I know, yeah.
I've sat down 7 times, a bottle of bourbon, saying, we're going to do it. I haven't watched it since I was there. I make it 5 minutes into the game and go, nope, that's not worth the trauma. Put the bottle away, and I go to bed.
I know our Razorback fans probably did the same thing with some of the foul calls that went against them against North Carolina in the second round a number of years ago. I know I did the same thing with the 1992 National League Championship. Rewound and watched that 9th inning, Pirates-Braves, and I sit down and I'm thinking, why the heck would I do this to myself? I am causing myself pain and anguish. I don't know why your Buffalo friend would do the same thing. I mean, she knows exactly what she's doing to herself.
She's trying to do it. She's trying
to
get over that hump. She's trying to break through emotionally and not let that loss is what she was explaining, was trying to not let that loss affect her going into the season.
It makes no sense.
She just couldn't do it.
It's like take the best picture of your ex and put it on your bedroom ceiling so that you got to stare at it when you're trying to go to sleep. What are you trying to do to yourself here?
Just trying to cause yourself pain.
Makes no sense. All right, other rules changes in baseball. By the way, I saw the Players Association and the ownership, Drew, they might be talking again about ghost runner at not ghost runner, but an automatic runner at second base in extra innings.
No.
I thought we would be done with this thing.
Why do they hate us, Phil? Why do they hate fans, and why do they hate the game?
And it's both sides that apparently are open to this idea. So if that's the case, we're going to see runners at second base in the 10th inning. And I thought we wouldn't have to deal with that. But the Atlantic League, the Atlantic League is one of the real laboratories for rules changes. This is where the first automated strike zone was used. This was the league where the mound was pushed back by, I think, a foot or so last year, and a number of other changes. They are going to institute rules changes for this year that Major League Baseball is going to be looking at. One of them I get a kick out of. The other one I'm not too sure about. So the first is called the double hook designated hitter adjustment, which essentially is if your starting pitcher doesn't complete 5 innings and you pull your pitcher, then you also lose the DH. If your starter goes 5 innings at least, then the DH will remain in the lineup the entirety of the game. I kind of like that because that does tell teams, hey, this whole idea of using openers, of using an opener for 1 inning and basically devaluing starting pitchers. Like if you want your DH, that's right. If you want your DH to be in that lineup the entire game, well, you're going to keep your pitcher in there a little bit longer than maybe you would have a couple of years ago. I don't mind that one at all. The other one is really weird. It's the dropped pitch rule. Batters can advance or try to advance to first base on any pitch, no matter the count, that is not caught in the air, not a pitch that bounces, but a pitch that a catcher drops. The batter can attempt to run to first base, even with a runner on first base. And if the batter gets to first base safely, he gets credit for a base hit without even using the bat. Like this is to me.
If that happens, I'm not watching. I'm done.
That's generating fake excitement.
If they bring that stupidity in this game where somebody gets credited for a base hit and it goes towards their batting average for a pass ball, I mean, not on a called third strike. I get it. That's something. Having to catch the ball on a called third strike. I'm all for that. But a 1-1, 2-0 count, pass ball, and he gets to go to first. Get out of here, man. That ain't baseball.
I don't like the idea of stealing first base.
I hate Major League Baseball people. I hate them so much.
Well, look, I have no problem with kicking around these ideas and seeing what works. That's what the minor leagues are for, not just to coach players and get them to work their way up to the major leagues and keep the tradition of baseball around in the country, but it's also a place to develop new rules. Some of them work,
but why do we
some of them
need
don't
new
work.
rules? Why do we need new things? I mean, and I get a lot of people, me being an American League guy, National League people would say, well, why did we need the DH? And, that's probably a good argument back when, 40 years ago when they established it. Now, obviously, my entire life being an Orioles fan and while following the American League a lot more closer, I've been for the DH because that's the only baseball I've ever known. And maybe I'm sounding like one of those curmudgeon, I'm a traditionalist guys.
You're very good at sounding like that.
And that's afraid of change. I know I am, but I don't think the game is broken. I don't think we got to twerk with something. It's the age-old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And to me, the game of baseball is not broke. I think there are some things we need to get back to. I think we need to get away from the launch angles and the analytics nerds running the show. I think we need to get back to true baseball people and learning how to lay down a bunt down the third base side, learning how to hit behind a runner, learn situational baseball. I think we need to get back to that instead of home run or bust, which where we're at, because that's such a more beautiful game to me is situational baseball of the athletes. And I think it makes them more talented, and they look better when they can execute something different in the right time instead of their whole job going up there swinging for the fences to hit dingers all day. Chicks dig the long ball. Well, yeah, you can do one thing, but I want a guy that can hit the long ball. I want a guy that can lay down the bunt. I want the guy that can hit behind the runner. I want the guy that can do every aspect at the plate and everything in the field in different situations instead of playing this launch angle bull that we have now. So that part is a little broken to me, but as far as we need more excitement, we need these new rules and everything like that, get out of here, man. It's worked for 200 years. I don't think it's broken. Don't fix it.
Guys being dudes.
It isn't quite working quite the way that it had been for years. And I think bringing the infielders onto the dirt at all times, not banning the shift necessarily, but making sure their feet are on the dirt, that I think what's lacking a little bit, and it goes to what you're saying, if we're so focused on launch angle, if we're so focused on hit them high and hard, and the home run is always the best way to score, then it takes away one of the things that, like, St. Louis Cardinals fans and Royals fans from the mid-'80s, heck, anybody that watched baseball in the 80s remembers when speed was a major part of the game, and quickness and base running. You've lost all of that. Like, base running is no longer a major aspect of the game because what does it take to just trot around the bases? Nothing. But base running is...
That's why you see these talented guys get caught in pickles and make stupid mistakes that we teach 8-year-olds.
And it feels like this idea of stealing first base is a clunky way to try to reintroduce base running, but it's base running in a way that nobody's ever done it before. I just think it would look really weird. So they're going to try it in the Atlantic League. I'd be surprised if it makes it to Major League Baseball. No twerking the rules either, okay? Pretty please. Halftime brought to you by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville. They moved after nearly 50 years. They are now WT Equipment, and they've relocated to Springdale. That's WT Equipment, located on the east side of Interstate 49 between the Don Tyson and Johnson exits. That's WT Equipment in Springdale. You can check them out online at WTEquip.com. We're going to sit down to talk with Bill King from Nashville Sports Radio when halftime returns.
more, and do more in a new 300 Series compact track loader from New Holland. Its industry-leading 360-degree visibility is truly something to see at Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas. With its reverse camera and 8-inch multifunction LCD display, super boom lift technology, rock-solid stability, and redesigned controls, you'll work with greater speed, safety, and precision. Maximum productivity starts with a clear view. Stop by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, and Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas today and see how a new 300 Series compact track loader helps you do more.
The temperatures may be cooling down, but it...
Support for the Hit That Line Podcast Network is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped recently launched the Ultimate Men's Hygiene Bundle, the Performance Package. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer to you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code HTL at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, that's about 8 million balls. And my family jewels just got added into that number because I just got my new Performance Package 4.0. And let me tell you what, guys, it is a game changer. If you're like me, you've tried other ways of daily grooming, of staying in shape, of when that time is right, you know what I mean, of how to make sure you look good down there. You've tried the razors, you've tried the knockoff brands, but it does not compare to what you're going to get in the Performance Package 4.0 by Manscaped. You're going to get the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. You're going to get the Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, the Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag for all your goodies. Trust me, I didn't think there was going to be a product out there that was going to make it safe to go down there. But with the Lawnmower 4.0 and everything else that comes in this package from Manscaped, you're going to be shaving and grooming so much safer. Get that 20% off and free shipping with the code HTL at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use HTL. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch.
Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
The phrase in dire straits originated in the 1400s from sailors having to carefully navigate their vessels through narrow passages to avoid a shipwreck. So Far Away from Dire Straits is a song lamenting the struggle of a long-distance relationship over the phone. Mark Knopfler said, "It's a joke. It can't really be done over a long..."
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. On the road to the Final Four with the Hogs is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Big Red Stores of Arkansas.
If you see your brother standing by the road with a heavy load from the seeds he sowed, and if you see your sister falling by the way, just stop and say,
you're going the wrong way.
Find us on 99.5 and 1290 in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith in the River Valley, 96.3 in Hot Springs and Central Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and everywhere on hitthatline.com. Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett.
ESPN has announced the hiring of Joe Buck and Troy Aikman for Monday Night Football, and they've done away with like 60% of the Major League Baseball games. I don't see the numbers on it yet, but I don't think Buck is doing baseball for him. Otherwise, he'd be doing Sunday Night Baseball and then Monday Night Football. That also means no more Joe Buck in the World Series, at least for now. It's a little something to wrap your mind around. That does suck. I like Joe Buck on baseball. I like him on football, too.
I do, too, and for people of my generation, when I hear Joe Buck's voice, I don't think, NFL. I think World Series baseball. He's the voice of the World Series for people my age.
He isn't anymore. You know who's the voice of football recruiting? Bill King is the voice of football recruiting and the king of college football talk, and he joins us here on Halftime. Bill, how's everything going?
Hey, boys. What's up, man?
Well, we got the basketball tournament starting
Living
tomorrow.
large and in charge in Buffalo.
Drew's in Buffalo, New York, where the Razorbacks are playing Vermont tomorrow at 8:20 Central Time. So we're trying to figure out things for him to do in this major city that he's never visited before. And we're feeling pretty good about Arkansas against Vermont. They do have Gonzaga in their side of the bracket. So do you do a bracket each year? We've got a bracket contest on our station, so we don't have a choice. Do you do one each season too?
Yeah, except I didn't do one. I forgot. It's too late, right? I can't do it now.
Well, you can. Some of them you can
Without
still do after the first four.
you can still do it.
You could go to hitthatline.com and enter. You're not one of the paid employees on this station, so you could win some of the prizes.
You can win the prizes.
Yeah,
they're great prizes.
Would you like a $975 Razorback couch from the Stadium Shop? Would you have a place to put that couch in your house?
You know what? My second oldest boy, is moving to Houston. He's taking a job right out of college, an accounting job. I'll see if he wants it. I'll see if he can win that thing.
Well, we'd have to get him to learn how to call the Hogs first. And speaking of calling the Hogs, we had one of our friends who covers recruiting at 24/7 Sports yesterday, Danny West, who's covered recruiting for a long time. He said that he has not ever seen the sort of offers that Arkansas is sending out nationally, and these are they're getting legitimate interest from kids across the country. And he said, well, what do you think? Why is that, Dan? He said, winning does a lot of things for recruiting. So right now, Arkansas seems to have that momentum. They're ranked third in the 2023 composite rankings. You'd be surprised if they stay there for a long time. But, man, Bill, there's some momentum for Sam Pittman and this coaching staff to get really good players coming in.
Sam has always been a good recruiter. When he was the offensive line coach at wherever, he's always been a good recruiter. I'm not surprised. Now, I don't know, since we're talking about March and we got 1 million miles until anybody can sign, you never know. And I do think they'll have a solid to good year this year, Arkansas. So I don't think that hurts them on the field. But I guess the high ranking surprises me a little bit. But Sam Pittman having success recruiting does not surprise me.
He came in, and you're like, all right, so here's a great offensive line coach who is a great recruiter at the same time. Yeah. But you got to win games before you can really start to generate great classes. And I think the first season, the fact that they had a better year than was expected and then have a big jump of 6 extra wins the next year, and they play in the SEC, and you got 2 coordinators that right now are rock stars. Like you can really understand why there is this momentum, and it isn't just Coach Pittman. Like you feel like kids want to play for Barry Odom on defense, and they want to play for Kendall Briles on offense. It's the coordinators too.
It's that, and you mentioned Arkansas's got no history that these recruits can recall dating back to when they were 10.
Yeah.
So you have to present some newness to them. You have to do it on the field, and they're doing it. Now, if you had a brand that was more updated, you wouldn't have to necessarily put the sell on like that. But you do it Arkansas right now. Nothing wrong with that. And they're building it the right way. I mean, think about it. They're rock solid on the lines of scrimmage. They're a very physical, tough team. We were talking Ohio State earlier. Ohio State can score 60 points on you and probably will this year too, but they may give up 62 until they fix that defense and they hire the defensive coordinator from Oklahoma State. But when you just talk about both sides of the line of scrimmage and you've got your culture where it needs to be at Arkansas, they're well set up.
I want to ask also another thing that I guess that we would have expected with Coach Pittman coming in, and we knew it because when he was the O-line coach here, you had the largest offensive line in college football one of those years. And the reports that we're reading from spring ball, and they're having their third practice of spring ball this afternoon, is that the offensive line is noticeably larger. The returners larger. And, you know, because this was a rather small offensive line under Chad Morris, and in just 3 years, you got guys that have put on weight, good weight, strength. I think the O-line is a major source of strength for this team.
Well, and it depends on your style. This style is based on, well, look at Georgia. It's a very similar blueprint. Georgia's offensive line is massive, and they're deep. And they don't really even have to – I mean, does Georgia ever call a play that you're going, wow, that's the trickiest thing I've ever seen? No, they line up and say, here's the play. We're going to give it to you. Do something. Try and stop it. And I'm not saying that's Arkansas' blueprint, but the physicality angle, that blueprint is theirs too. It's going to be in their DNA. It's in their DNA. And, yeah, bigger, meaner up front is always a good thing, particularly if you're playing Georgia, which you don't have to worry about anymore, and Jordan Davis, who's 6'7", 360s on the nose.
Bill, when I hear, you know, and obviously we know that Sam Pittman's a good recruiter. Kendall Briles is a good recruiter. Barry Odoms can recruit very, very well. And you hear that term thrown around all the time when it comes to new assistant coaches. You know, he's a great recruiter. He's going to do great jobs at this program, or he was let go because he just couldn't recruit. And I think that on the face level of recruiting, we all get what it goes into it. Obviously, contacting the players, talking to them, talking up your program, you know, being presentable, being good in the living room. So, like, it feels like something that everybody can wrap their head around. What is the main thing that separates the good to the bad recruiters? Because there really isn't anybody out there where you're like, he's an okay recruiter. It's either he's really good or he can't recruit, and that's why he's no longer here.
Very easy comparison since we're in radio. Now, I don't know anybody other than you guys. I don't know anybody at your station, right? I don't know who's behind the scenes, who the sales department. I don't know anybody. But in any radio station you go to, you'll have a couple of really good salespeople and a lot of people who struggle, right? If they're listening, you know who I'm talking about. So, same thing. I mean, there's an ability to sell that some people have and some people don't. Now, it takes personality, but it also takes want. Now, you may have somebody who could sell, but it's just not in their bloodstream, right? You have to be obsessed with it. You can never get up and say, today I'm putting down recruiting. I'm not even going to think about it. You have to literally be obsessed with it. And how many people are like that about anything? It's tough. And now, guys, it's even more unattractive because you're dealing with a bunch of kids legally who can set up deals to make money. And that is, I'm telling you, folks, if something's going to run coaches off, that's it. And it's not a fun environment for coaches.
Mm-hmm. And since we're on the fact of recruiting, and you know, obviously recruitment, it's all about the future, about what your team's going to look like, especially in college football, what your team's going to look like 3-4 years down the road. And I think we can all wrap our minds around that in about 3-4 years, OU and Texas are going to be in the SEC. You're going to be playing a heck of a lot different style of football. Have you noticed any recruiting trends out of those two programs that are showing that they are getting ready to set up to play SEC hard-nosed, all-in-the-trenches football?
Texas just had one of their better offensive line hauls in quite some time at a very storied brand school. And I don't know if that's the coincidence or not, because these kids probably, unless you last 5 years, you're probably not going to see the SEC, this group of recruits. And so I'm not sure if that's sellable yet, but it will be. It will be. Because, frankly, what are you selling? That can't even answer the question, when are you going to join? We'd like to be in there maybe a little earlier, but, frankly, right now they're not letting us out of the contract. The money is huge, and the Big 12's not going to do you any favors. They don't like you anymore. But you can't answer a specific question. You could say, well, the latest would be the 25th, right, 2025. So you can give them that. That doesn't do it. A kid right now, that's 100 years from now.
So let me finish this conversation on something you mentioned just a moment ago about, you know, how kids have certain, you know, recruits have demands on NIL money now, and it's no longer stuff that's under the table. I mean, we just saw Will Wade fired for cause for the kind of stuff that, and I know it was the school that was paying the money or boosters that were paying the money here, but this is, you could figure out a way pretty easily to do that legally now. You know, I mean, is the day of coaches being fired for cheating, for finding ways to players to get paid over? Because it really, you know, it seems like everybody's getting paid by somebody now once you sign.
They're not going to police this stuff. I mean, here's where we're at, guys. They didn't ever want players making their own money. But the one thing they absolutely don't want is to share their money.
Yeah.
They're not going to share their money. So basically they have said, guys, okay, we give up. If you want to go cut your deals, cut your deals. You're not getting any of our money. We made that clear for centuries. But go get your own money now. And they've got these little rules about how the school can't set up the buys, or none of that's going to be policed. This is, guys, this is the Wild West. There's that story that nobody's corroborated, that California kid, the 5-star, has got an $8 million deal, supposedly from one of the Tennessee guys, the oil guy perhaps. I mean, that's the world we're in, man.
That's nuts. It's, I mean, and so it really does seem like the NCAA gave up on it. You're right, because they just, what was it, a month or so ago, you know, had their meeting about, well, what are we moving forward? We're basically holding championships and setting, you know, on-court, on-field rules. And that's about it. Right. That is about it. So, yeah, I think you're right about that. All right, Bill, we're up against it. Enjoy the tournament, and make sure you get those picks in. And if somebody doesn't want the Razorback couch, we'll send it to Houston for your son, okay?
Give me regular season Rick. Put him in the last game.
Very good.
See
you
man.
Got it.
All right.
See, he just called him the same thing you did, Drew.
See?
Halftime brought to you by Baxter Regional Medical Center, nonprofit health system focused on providing high-quality, compassionate care since 1963. They've had an 11-county service area in north-central Arkansas and south-central Missouri, with services and specialties that continue to expand to meet the needs of this very large service area. That includes comprehensive heart surgery program that includes TAVR, urology, women's health, orthopedic care, and neurosurgery, and much more. That's Baxter Regional Medical Center. Over 250 providers, over 1,800 employees, and over 40 locations from Harrison to Hardy and from West Plains to Mountain Home. BaxterRegional.org for more information. Halftime to wrap up after this.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer, pours like every other seltzer, but it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal, so you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
My property is disgusting. Who should I call to clean it?
You can call me, Mike Van Jr. My company, Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash, is a full-service power washing business with over 15 years of residential and commercial experience here in the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas.
Looking at your website, mjmobilewash.com, your home cleaning includes fence, driveway, gutters, pool, and more. Plus, you work with companies like ArcBest and Randall Ford.
Yeah, Ty. My team removes dirt, grime, mold, and more. Call me at 479-763-5561. Mike Jr.'s Mobile Wash. One call, cleans it all.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC wants to buy your vehicle, and they'll pay top dollar today. Pre-owned car values are at an all-time high, and your car is worth more today than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Buick GMC, and they will pay you more for your trade. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they will still buy yours. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Did you know that sometimes roof damage goes unnoticed? Have you seen a few houses in your neighborhood get new roofs in the past couple of years? It could be that your roof has damage. Brothers Roofing and Restoration is a properly licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Brother Alexander has over 25 years of experience in home insurance adjusting and residential roofing. Let Brother come do a free inspection of your roof. He'll give you a complete analysis of your roof and work with your insurance company if it needs to be replaced. So call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother to inspect your roof.
Law's Drug is open and ready to safely care for your family. Law's Drug is open 6 days a week and has an easy-to-use drive-thru to pick up your prescriptions or any of their over-the-counter medications or supplements. Or let Law's Drug deliver your medications for free to your home or business. Law's Drug, since 1950 at 6802 Rogers Avenue, behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Takes great work ethic to make any job last 10 years, especially one in the NFL. Hi, this is Brett Good with Henderson Phillips. I spent 10 years playing in the NFL. Now I bring that same work ethic to Henderson Phillips to provide you and your business with the best employee benefit plans for the best prices. Call or text me at 479-651-2292 and let's talk about getting the most value for your employee benefits. I am Brett Good with Henderson Phillips. Call me today at 479-651-2292.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Hey, Surrey! On the road to the Final Four with the Hogs is brought to you by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Arkansas Scholarship Lottery, and Big Red Stores of Arkansas. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Olson, Matty T, and Drew Barrett. Want to jump in the conversation with the guys? Call or text into Halftime at 877-377-6963.
Drew Barrett staying in Buffalo, New York throughout the Razorbacks competition there at Key Arena. And our NCAA basketball tournament coverage on the road to the Final Four, presented by Oaklawn Racing Casino Resort Sportsbook, Big Red Stores, and the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery. The lottery, over $1 billion in proceeds, provided 650,000 plus scholarships for Arkansans everywhere. And I'd like to thank them all for their help to send Drew to the far-flung city of Buffalo, New York.
Right. And I'm enjoying it. I'm having the time of my life.
Well, you should.
I can't believe I'm literally about to go to practice of an NCAA tournament. I mean,
well, enjoy it, man. Take it
all in. I would ask one of these lovely people here to pinch me to make sure I'm not dreaming, but that might be a little weird.
I don't think you don't know any of these people yet. Give yourself a couple of days, and by then you'll know all the barflies at your local establishment.
I'm sure I will.
What's the name of the place again you're sitting in?
Anchor Bar, right here at 1047 Main Street. If you're coming to Buffalo, be here today, tomorrow, and Friday from noon to 2 Eastern Time. So come see me, the home of the original Buffalo Wings. This is where it all started, and honestly, I don't know if you can beat them because they are absolutely amazing. To where I don't think I'm going to have anything green this week. I'm just going to be eating Buffalo Wings and
just red and brown
and fries and celery. I may mix in a carrot or two.
Celery is green, okay? Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, but my brother told me that didn't count.
Don't eat it.
He told me I need to make sure I eat something green this week, and he's like, celery doesn't count. I said, okay. I'll try to mix in a salad, but those wings are just too darn good.
leave a slice of bread out for a few days extra, and maybe it'll grow some green on it, too. Don't anybody ever say Mike Tyson doesn't have a sense of humor. We knew that from the
I saw
Hangover.
these. Oh, my goodness.
But this is taking it to another degree. Apparently there is a Mike Tyson marijuana edible from his company called Tyson 2.0. These edibles are called Mike Bites, and you can just go ahead and take a big guess as to what shape these bites are in. And if you want to be sarcastic and smart alecky about it, you're 100% correct as to the shape of these gummies. They are shaped
They look like ears.
An ear. I'm looking at a photo of them myself. In fact, the bag that these come in has a large ear with a bite off the top. This is the Evander Holyfield ear.
Yeah,
Every one of these looks exact. It's the replica. It's a gummy, sugared replica of Evander Holyfield's ear, missing a chunk at the top of it. My God!
Did Holyfield have to kind of okay that? And does he get a bit of the profits because it's modeled off of his ear?
So there is we talked about this a couple years ago with SmackDown. Mike Tyson has had a podcast, and it's really funny sometimes. It's
Can you
called
understand him?
It's called Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. It's essentially like Joe Rogan show minus the conspiracy theories, and he is in a studio smoking up with whomever it is that's coming inside the studio with him. And so Holyfield was his guest once, and Holyfield forgave Tyson for the ear incident on the podcast, and then Tyson pitched to him an ear-shaped candy. So don't ever say Mike Tyson doesn't have a sense of humor, because he's probably funnier than most.
Oh, he probably is. I mean, he's great in the movies, the Hangover movies.
I don't know if Holyfield has any skin in the game here, but he should, because that's his ear. I would imagine.
I mean, technically, it is his skin. It's modeled after his skin, so he's got some skin in the game.
In the day of
whether
name,
that
image and
translates
likeness,
into cash, but
the ear is part of the image, right? And the likeness.
That it is.
So I would
It's a part of the
imagine
human
Holyfield
body.
had to have been compensated by Mike Tyson for this incredible piece of candy paraphernalia.
It's great.
Tyson's a piece of work. I was a huge fan of his when he was a pro boxer. I actually like him better now. He's like a comedian. Yeah, JM, Holyfield does get a nibble of the profits. That's a very good text and a nice way to close out the show here on a beautiful Wednesday. Baseball at 4 o'clock. We're back tomorrow with more Halftime. We'll talk with Katie Wu, Cardinals athletic beat writer, and Bob Holt. So for Maddie and for Drew, this is Phil. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Get up, get out, and get better.
Get a free furnace when you purchase